focus your mind to this bell sound and follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So, dear Dhamma friends, before we start our meditation session, it is important yourself to understand how you can get the best out of your practice. So, our main purpose is developing vipassana level of meditation practice. So when it comes to this meditation practice, we develop two mental paths. So one is tranquility meditation, serenity bhavana or chitta bhavana. So it helps to calm down your mind, relax your mind. It's called samatha meditation. And once the mind calm down, relax, from there we go to vipassana level of practice. So in the vipassana level, we use the same mental object, but from there we don't go to that much in details. We just become very sharp with the experience and how we go with the change. So in the beginning, when it comes to tranquility meditation, to calm down our mind, we bring a primary mental object. So once you have the primary mental object, you have to be disciplined yourself to stay with that, harboring your thoughts to that mental object. So that is our inhalation, exhalation. So in front of your nose and your upper lip area, and you keep focus to the sensation of the inhalation, exhalation. So here, when it comes to inhalation, exhalation, in the beginning, remember to recognize inhalation as inhalation, exhalation as exhalation. So separately recognize it. And then little by little, when the mind become calm down and relax, and when you are able to see the inhalation, exhalation properly, bring more attention to follow the entire continuation of the inhalation, exhalation. And from there, bring more attention, and some inhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold, so like that. So get into the details. So this all that you're doing in the samatha meditation, in tranquility state of meditation. So you need certain effort. And then when the mind calm down and relax, so you cannot be in some tranquility meditation without any effort. Unless you get into deeper tranquility meditation practice, then suddenly you can again and again, whenever you want, you can get into the primary mental object. But otherwise, always remember in the beginning, you cannot just let go and stay that waiting till whatever happened. So it not going to work. And then you have to have the effort. But when you have the effort, you cannot have that too much effort. So those are the important things. And you have to put the effort to observe, but not too much effort. If you don't have the effort, you feel lazy. And if you put too much effort, you get tired. So then you have to keep the balance. And then little by little, and awareness the same. You cannot have desire to become. I want to become. I want to achieve to tranquility. You cannot keep that. But still, you have to have the hopes also. Otherwise, itself, it's not going to guide you. So like that, always remember to balance this Chanda, Chitta, Virya, Vimansa. So you have to balance it, and at the same time, you have to stay with it. And otherwise, just being empty itself, not going to work. So once you have the tranquility mind, when the mind calm down, relax, and the body, mind, and the breathing, the thoughts settle down, it's everything as one. So from there, we go to Vipassana level. So in the Vipassana level, now we don't go to in details to observe. This is inhalation, this is exhalation, long, short, heavy. So like that, we don't go to that. But you keep follow to the sensation. And when it comes to the sensation, and mainly follow the change of the inhalation and exhalation and recognize the change. So what you experience as inhalation and how you experience the exhalation, observe it. Be settled down with it and allow it to happen. Don't interfere with it. Just allow it to happen. And at the same time, don't bring any previous experience to this moment, and completely be free and observe and recognize. So when you go with the change, little by little, when the change become very clear, and you're going to see following that inhalation, exhalation, the body react to that inhalation, exhalation, and feelings change. Even in the right way, in that very moment, when the inhalation happen in front of your nose and your upper lip area, feelings change. And following that feeling, sensation change. Following that sensation, thoughts change. Mental formations or thoughts or recognition. So when the inhalation happens, in that very moment, you recognize as inhalation. And when the exhalation happens, in that very moment, you recognize it as a exhalation. So this is a thought change. And the deeply, the entire process, understanding or the awareness or your consciousness also change following this method. So in the beginning, you no need to go to that far, but just stay with the change. And in case if it is happening, if you're able to notice how your awareness change moment by moment, stay with it. Again and again, go with it. And be disciplined yourself to follow that. And at the same time, what I want to tell you today, so even though we practice with the very clear mind, so remember, don't get attached to this, the Vipassana words or the Vipassana technique or the meditation. It's like this. Meditation is like a garden. And when you do the gardening, you have to be careful about the seed. So the seed is your awareness and the consciousness, your understanding. So whatever the way, and you forget about that, forget mean you should not give the 100% priority to the technique or the Vipassana level of this, the meditation. You have to move more careful about, you need the garden also, you need the ground. And that vipassana level of meditation, all the Buddha is going to teach this. And this is going to be all the time in the world. And each and every Buddha come and give us this technique. But your purpose should be using this during your time period, using this technique, how you can uplift your awareness. Otherwise, not to attach to the technique, not to maintain the technique. That you have the garden, that does mean you take care of garden. That doesn't mean the garden going to become bigger. No, it has the same square foot. But if you, whatever the seed you put, it going to season by season, it going to bring the fruits, flowers. So then, more than the technique, you have to understand how you practice, where your mind, how you use this technique to uplift you. So in that level, that's why the effort, if you don't put the effort, what will happen? It's like you allow the seeds to die, and then you feel lethargic, lazy, sleepy. Why? Because when you come to the meditation and you sit there, and by the time this everything will happen, now I am here, it doesn't work. Of course, they need the time. They need a certain kind of the way that you have to keep going, consistency. But that doesn't mean you completely give up inside. And when I am say be empty, be completely free, that doesn't mean you don't take care anything yourself. So you wait till whatever happen. No, you have the effort inside. That effort always keep the awareness awake, and then you know what is happening, and then you know how it is happening. And if your mind go here and there, then you know it is not the right way, and then you bring back. So like that, you develop that awareness inside. So otherwise, if you just, it's the two ways. If you don't put the awareness, if you don't put the attention, that means you allow to seeds to die because you don't care. But if you put too much water, that doesn't mean the seed going to bring the flowers very quickly. No. So like that, balance yourself, keep the balance. So whenever keep the awareness inside, keep the effort inside, keep the alert inside you, and stay with the practice, and moment by moment, step by step, and develop inside your awareness to be very clear with the path, and don't allow go to sleeping mode, and don't give up in the middle. Don't wait till everything going to happen. So no, your practice you need inside, and especially in the vipassana level, when we say be completely empty, be free, and don't interfere with the thoughts, that doesn't mean you go to sleeping mode. You keep the awareness very clear, and you go with the sensation, you go with the change, and you recognize the feeling. And again you maybe you recognize the feeling, and then you say, oh, I recognize the feeling. Then everything going to unfold in front of you, and you wait. No, you go deeper and see what is this feeling. You fill the gap in between the observer and what you observe. So like that, keep the freshness and keep the effort and keep the newness, but at the same time, don't try to become. So that is the important part. So keep balancing, this is the important thing. And if you just wait until everything going to happen, it's not going to work. Okay, so especially in the Vipassana level, because in the Samatha level, we have something to follow that step by step, mostly in the Vipassana level, and sometimes we go to sleeping mode. So don't allow it to happen. And that is where you have to be completely awake. So that awakened mind will lead you to, to step by step result. And when the mind, the body, and the breathing thoughts completely settle down, and it will take you to the deeper understanding how things change. So when it comes to that change, arising, existing, even that existence is the change and then transform to something. Otherwise, it's not going to disappear. And sometimes in conventional level, we use the word arising, existing, disappearance. Disappearance means it's not going to disappear somewhere. That's mean it transform to something. It transform to some. So then you have to see how the inhalation and transform to exhalation, how the exhalation transform to inhalation. So like that, you have to see the journey. That is where the mind come out of the solid experience. Once the mind come out of it, and itself the mind come out of becoming nature. Once the mind come out of becoming nature, and no anger, hatred, or the jealousy, no resistance. And from there, it will take you slowly to the deeper level of that this spiritual vitality. You going to become awake, you feel completely new, and at the same time that all the laziness, lethargic, heaviness disappear, and you feel completely energized. And from there, the mind always going to be in the present moment, no comparison with the past or the future. So, and then finally you're going to recognize how this path work to your liberation. So that is why you recognize the trust, and you completely become very clear with the path how this work. So let's get into practice a little bit. And so I hope this in details will help for you. So remember yourself, and don't put too much water, but at the same time that doesn't mean don't neglect your practice. So your right palm on your left, neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. And scan head to toes 3 times yourself and say Sopatveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment, with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation, exhalation. So in the beginning, we're going to relax our body. And bring your attention to your whole body. And observe the lower part of your body. See if there are any sensation, any feelings, tightness, heaviness, contact with the cushion. If you can recognize anything, just get a mental note. Don't interfere with it. Don't try to change anything. Don't resist any feelings. Just accept. And bring the attention to your upper back, lower back area. And put your attention to shoulders, arms, elbow, forearms, palms, fingers, fingertips. And bring your attention to your chest area. And your abdominal area. And observe your neck and head. Bring your attention to your whole body and observe the posture. Bring your attention to in front of your nose and your upper lip area. And deeply and gently breathe in, breathe out 3 times, please, and find the sensation. And observe the sensation. And allow your inhalation, exhalation happen naturally. And follow the sensation. If your mind go here and there, bring it back again and again. Take full responsibility yourself and be disciplined with the sensation. Follow only the change and observe the feeling, how it changes according to inhalation or exhalation. Bring your attention to your body. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, your village, city, state, country, world, and this universe. And as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars, reminding yourself like this. So mentally repeat after me with clear intention. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one, out of anger or ill will, wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Visualize yourself and send it as a light forward to your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Downward and upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance, or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma friends, when it comes to this meditation practice, our main purpose, our main goal is attaining to enlightenment. So that is the highest place that we keep our mind. So in this journey, and we keep practice these things, and then you should know that what is the difference between this, and what will happen once you attain to enlightenment. Because in most teachings, in the most traditions, say different things regarding this. Once you attain into something, what will happen? And sometimes people say, oh, then you come out of this I, and then there is no I, there is no self, or there is no things like and that person going to see things differently. So like that, there are many ways. So, but remember, in the very first thing in this journey, you recognize the connection in between the feelings and the consciousness. So that is our limit, feelings and consciousness, not beyond that. Not beyond that, not below that. Consciousness and feeling. And the connection in between this both. So that is why we do this all the practice in the vipassana level of practice. In the depth, that is what you're going to see. So the feelings, that means the form. So forms bring the feeling. It all happen with the name and form. So whatever we carry in life, when we look at our life, so whatever it depends on according to the names and forms. So the names and the forms bring the sensation and the feelings. So the form come to our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, and so in these 6 ways. And then according to that, 6 kind of consciousness arise. And according to that, 6 kind of feelings arise. So once it come to 6 ways arising these feelings, that other everything going to become the same. But according to that division that we name indifferently, but the same thing happening. So that's why in Vipassana level, when you want to get into the deeper practice, the very first thing that you're going to see the difference, the connection between the awareness or the consciousness and the feeling. So when it comes to that, and it in the surface level, and it takes time, but once you see it going to become more easy for it. It's kind of like see, nowadays you see on computers or the pictures and sometimes Facebook post. So you see a picture hidden the inside dots, or maybe that unorganized patterns. There are things, and then when you keep look at it, you're going to see something inside that picture. So same thing, like when you are able to observe the feelings or the sensation, and inside that you're going to see the feelings and the consciousness connection. And once you see it, and again, you're going to very easily you can recognize it. So what is the difference between the enlightened master and the ordinary person? So when you attain to enlightenment, that doesn't mean you're not going to get feelings. And that doesn't mean you're not going to get the sensation, formations, or consciousness. The same thing happening. But the thing is, what not going to happen, that in between the consciousness and feelings, there is a deeper desire that's called Chandaraga. So there is a deeper, the interconnected desire to become. Your consciousness has the strong current always flow towards the feelings. That current again bring back to consciousness, and on the way it meet sensation, formations, and the come to consciousness. So this is the circle. When a person attain to enlightenment, what is happening, that is what not going to happen. That current going to stop. But still, the formations, feelings, the forms, feelings, sensation, formations, consciousness going to happen. But in the middle of this all, there is no current to become. So that's why even the Buddha himself and all other enlightened masters, they had just ordinary life. They saw what beautiful things they saw as beautiful. And they had, and sometimes when the monks were having a loud talking and discussions, then the Buddha mentioned, be silence. And so there are monks, and they had enlightened masters, and they had, when they had a disease, and sometimes they got, when they get ill, and they used to behave same like ordinary person. Even when there are other people met the Buddha, sometimes the enlightened master, they didn't see any difference from outside. They are just ordinary people. But in the deeper, there is no current in between the consciousness and the feelings. That is what they cut down. That is where that you're going to see how things come to be as they are, because this current not allow us to see the clear picture. Forget about the clear picture. This current not allow to see our own consciousness, because when the current is high, you cannot see the consciousness. Why? Because it always bring the feelings, it keep the connection with the feelings. It's same like the ocean. When the surface levels wind high, the waves become more bigger. So then in day-to-day life, and little by little, if you able to slow down yourself, this current, and while we practice, that is the main thing happen. Unknowingly or knowingly, that currents become slowed down. So in day-to-day life, remember to slow down, intensely slow down that current. That's mean the desire regarding something, and self-centered view, your opinion. So let it slow down. And that will help for you to keep the calmness and comfort inside, and it brings the balance. And that balance will help you to see your own consciousness. The consciousness is like this, because the feeling covered the consciousness. Because of the feelings that you carry, you cannot see your awareness, because that awareness is so powerful than feelings. But the thing is that it's kind of like the same, like when the ignorance people have the gangsters, or they have the money, and they overtake the power. But that doesn't mean power is wrong or power is bad. But only thing is that somebody else overtake the power, and because of that, it cannot govern the people. So the same thing with us in day-to-day life, when the feelings become important, when the feelings go with the current, and before even that the consciousness come, before the consciousness we have mental formations from that called sanskar roots, the roots from our past, the roots of the thoughts, and sometimes not allowed even to keep the clear consciousness, and it going to keep the connection with the feelings. So the very first thing in any level, even to become a better person, I just give a simple key. Even when you parenting your children, remember, don't that the increase their feelings. Even anybody, even in day-to-day life, if you need to bring a person to develop their awareness, or if you want to develop the clarity regarding a person life, even yourself, remember, don't put too much attention, or don't try to empower, or don't try to that the increase the power of the feelings. Try to slow down it, and then it will help to develop the awareness. It seemed like where there was some father and son. This son didn't watch any kind of that didn't see any kind of movies in a theater. So then the father explained him what is a theater. And then the one day, when they have time, the father took son into the movie. And somehow when they go, they were little bit late, and the movie already start. And now they're watching the movie. So then before they go to movie, and father explained there is a big screen and you have to go and sit. And so he explained then there is a projector that the light come and it's going to give the pictures or like that. So then now they enter to the movie theater and the movie already running. The son start to watch, and now he start to check one by one whatever the father told, that details. So the more now movies there, the people moving here and there. So then suddenly he asked father, where is that white screen? And then one by one character he tried to take out and see, but he couldn't see. So then the father told, this everything happening in that white screen. The same thing with us also, that everything happening, even your feelings related with your consciousness, but when the feelings become stronger, we don't see our consciousness. So without seeing your consciousness, you cannot get into the connection of the feelings and consciousness. So that is why we cannot the neutralize it, because when you able to slow down, in that slow down what is happening, you're going to recognize the change. When you have understanding with the change, and your consciousness become more mindful and aware, and it become more that slow down to react to your feelings. Why? Because it knows the change. So the change, when you experience the change again and again and again and again, so in between the connection that have with the consciousness and the feelings, then the current going to become slow down. Current going to become slow down. So, but in the beginning, you have to see the connection. And when you have that clear understanding how this is happening with the desire and the feelings, and that way slowly, little by little, you slow down. When you attain to enlightenment, mean that nothing going to change in the outside world. Remember that. Even nothing going to change inside you. No? And only thing is that the inner desire to become, or that current flow with the consciousness towards the feelings, going to become completely neutral. So just imagine how beautiful you have a consciousness without depending from feelings. That is where you're going to completely experience the power of the mind, because the feelings are like barriers. So the feelings, when develop the emotions, look at the world, what people, how they respond to things. They go with the feelings and they go with the emotions. That doesn't mean they don't have awareness. They have it. Only thing is it blocked. Only thing is they are feeling so high. So in any time, in any case, somehow, if you able to bring the whole world, this current, the feelings slow down and the awareness become higher, then even the anywhere in the world, anybody can anytime can experience the beauty of mind. It is not belong to only one time. It is not only belong to one person. It is not belong to any kind of tradition. No, this is the very nature of mind. So that is what the Buddha they recognized. Even before the Buddha, people knew about consciousness. Even before the Buddha, people knew about the change. Even before the Buddha, they knew that the feelings, and they knew sensation, formations, and they knew rebirth. So this everything they knew. What the Buddha found out? What is the most difficult and bottom line that he found out? The connection in between the consciousness and the feelings. And the mostly still there are some teachings, they believe the consciousness is alone, separate. But what the Buddha mentioned, it depending from the feelings. And this call that Pancha Upadana Skandha. So the Skandha means it's kind of like a unit. So look that our whole body is like when you able to physically observe your body, how it work, your moment of living, your heart need to work, lungs need to work, kidneys need to work, this whole nerve system need to work, your muscles, bones, this everything need to work, but interconnected. At the same time, they are they have independence behavior, but still they work as one. So the same thing happening in your mind also. When some forms arise, it's called rupa, the form arise, feelings arise, and the sensation, formation, consciousness. So this everything is deep, it has a different behavior, but still it works as one. So in the Vipassana level, what you does, you go to the deeper level of in between the rupa, that's mean the whatever the appear as perception to your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, you start from that place, and then you work towards inside with the feeling, sensation, formations, and consciousness. You work with this. What the Buddha found out the current as the desire to become this through this consciousness. It always have a connection towards the feelings. That is the difference between the other religion and the Buddha's teaching. No any other religion or no any other method, no any other meditation talk about this empowering or the the interconnection. But because without going deeper to observe to inside, you don't see this. So most of the other teachings, they try to go with the outside world, and they're struggling with outside to change. But here, this is what the Buddha understood. And when somebody attained to enlightenment, mean there is no that the stream, though the current go from awareness to feelings to empower or to become. So that is where your consciousness going to become so clear, and your whole nerve system become completely free from the fear, and free from this becoming nature, because that is what hold us in a just average day. Just look, when you wake up in the morning, that till you go and close your eyes, even when you close your eyes, look what is the current that keep going. Become. Always have a desire to become. So then look yourself, the conversation, that proliferation happening inside you, in your head, becoming. But where this end? There's no place to end. Only thing is we become very limited to feelings. So when there's no feelings, then the no becoming nature. That, but at the same time, how are you going to understand the behavior of the feelings? Because once you know how the feelings change, you're not going to get into solid experience when it comes to feelings. And that is where the feelings become neutral. Otherwise, pushing away, throwing away, and thinking there is not something like that, that way it's not going to work. Only thing is deeply when you understand how things change, that change neutralize the power of the feeling. And that is where even you see something and there is no power to get it. There's no desire to get it. That is where you become free. So the freedom is kind of like a space, getting to space. It is there, but we don't see it. As example, it like this. There was a student asked, came to temple and asked that where the freedom? What is this freedom? Always we say be free, be free, be free. What is the freedom? So the high priest didn't put that much attention, and then and told to this newcomer to do gardening in one place and put the water and used to take care it and start to grow it everywhere, beautiful trees. And little by little, it became huge. Now completely dark in that area. And then one day, the monk called to this newcomer and told, cut this all from the bottom. This is to us, cut? Yes, cut this all. And right away, he, following that advice, cut everything to the bottom. And then it became empty and clear. And then the high priest told, look at, that is the freedom. Now you see everything empty and clear. That is freedom. So, and if it is possible for you, if you have that free time, try to clean, take out a lot of things from your house and clean it. When it comes to cleaning, it is different person to person sometimes. As you know, in America, there are companies. They come to house and they clean the house for the other people. Why? Because that people cannot understand what to throw away. that much they get lost inside their mind, and they don't know how to clean the place. So there are companies, they come and clean the house for the person. So if you yourself, if you able to take a day off, just try to clean everything, and then you will see what a freedom you get. So like that, in the samsaric journey, we accumulated thoughts with the related with the feeling, and we go with it, we go with it, we go with it. There is a inner freedom, that there is a inner beauty, there is a life that you can experience something without feeling. That is more peaceful, joyful, that is more blissful than you, whatever the life you experience with the feeling. So there is a difference. So there is a time come for you one day. And see, that's why when we look at the history, and sometimes people go with the feeling, go with the, and one time they get tired, or maybe they get lost, and they feel helpless, and then they collapse. And that is a moment they start to look something. Why? Because it kind of like right away, cut down everything from the bottom, and they get into one place and to experience that. That's how during Buddha's time to today, the most of people, the millionaires, and even the kings and the queens, and to the beggars, everybody from different ways, they go their life following the feelings. But once they get the lesson, and they start to look back. But our purpose is, before we get into that much hard lesson, we understand this, and during this time period, and we trying to get it. It's not difficult. It is a very simple. Remember, the Buddha's teaching is never difficult. Buddha is the one who explains something with the very clear, very simple way. Because Buddha never used any kind of complicated puzzles in life. He never tried to show off his wisdom. He never tried to tackle people and did any kind of magic or mental games. No, he never tried to massage people's head. With the very clear way, with the great compassion, in a very simple way, he used to teach. That's why always, whenever you have time, and try to go to his teachings and start to look what he taught. And sometimes you get something, and it is very simple. So you are the the very bottom line of your life also the same. You are not complicated. Your conscious, your awareness is very simple. And in your life, you no need too much effort to understand this outside world. It is in front of us. That's why, look, we go with our own inhalation, exhalation. We don't use any kind of secret method or mala or chanting or any secret powerful name or the words. No, look, you go with the very simple. That is the very beginning of your life. Breathing. With that we go. And when you become very clear with the breathing, it is tip of your nose. That is where they're going to get into the enlightenment. Not in the far away in the sky with the worshiping the stars or the planets or unseen, the ghost or the energy, or no. No any chakra or not something like colors or something like that. You are breathing. Just very simple. Till you're from birth to death. It's be there with you. So that getting to that very simplicity in your life, when you work in day-to-day life, that simplicity will slowly take you to the right place. And the very important thing is, don't try to increase the power of the feelings. The greed, hatred, and the delusion means it increase the power of the feelings. And that's why, like we go like animals, we go towards the world, outside world. So yourself, self-discipline mean what? You slow down from your feelings. You cut down your feelings. So try it. And then you will see it is in front of you. Only thing we cannot recognize that. So give a try yourself every day with little things. Don't try to fight with anybody. Don't try to argue with anybody. Look at your own feelings and start to work with it. You will see how it works. In any condition, in any situation, anger, hatred, jealousy, even the love, that all other joy, pleasure, look yourself. Slow down your emotions. Slow down your feelings. When the feelings slow down, like the sunrise, like the full moon arise, what will happen? Your awareness, your wisdom going to become more stronger, clear. So with that, I tell you a story with the Nasruddin. So Nasruddin one time went to a city and to smuggle something. And somehow from intelligence service, and they knew the Nasruddin going to steal something and smuggling, and he used to do it in this city, and this time also he came. So now that day when the Nasruddin ready to, so he just went empty, entered to the city, and then and he going away from the city with the donkey. And from the gate, the security knew this is Nasruddin. Oh, you're going to take something from us because we heard about this and many times you used to do it. So let us check you. And they check everything, each and every piece of whatever he had. They go and start to look very carefully what he tried to steal from this city. And then they couldn't find anything because everything has exactly that genuine things. So then what else? Somehow then, because they couldn't find anything, and then leave him. And then after a while, then in another city, after a long time, this one of the guard, the security guard, met the Nasruddin and recognized, oh, you are Nasruddin, I know you, because you used to work in that city. I used to work uh, at the gate, and sometimes I used to check you because our intelligence told us that to specially put attention to you because you smuggling something. And then he asked, by the way, be honest and tell me, because we couldn't find anything, what you try to get from the city. And then the Nasruddin told, donkeys. See that everybody tried to go eat with each and every piece, that everything was on the top of the donkey. So they didn't care about the donkey, and they used to think about something else. So our consciousness also the same. Feelings take us through this hell and everything. Look at yourself in life, all the difficulties, all the failures, all the unhappiness, everything take this bring to our life. It's like an invisible ghost, inherent feelings that inside us keep taking in this samsara. So if you are able to see that, and you will find the change yourself, and you will find the peace and tranquility. And if enough practice come to you, and you may able to attain to the supreme bliss of liberation. So with that, I bless upon everyone. With this good practice, may all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbidyo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ittavata cha anmehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya idam me punya kammam asavakkaya vaham hotu sabba dukkha pamunchatu. Bless you.